Okay, now you can see. So I'm trying from the internal machine. Internally, I'm trying from the same IP. So that means internally using that computer also, I'm trying to test this. You can see what is my IP, 119.8.184.236. So this still not allowing. So the reason is basically, the main reason is basically, even though the firewall of this computer is turned off, so in the corporate level, there can be some other firewall blocking this, right? But in Google Cloud, you won't experience this. Previously, I have used Google Cloud VPS. There, if you turn off the firewall here, then basically, when you turn off the firewall, so you can see, but anyways, you can see the firewall is turned off. So it says turn on, or what is that? Because I have turned off the firewall anyway. Let's go. And yes, just go and just click this. So there are some applications and who's allowed, who's not allowed. And let's check whether so virtual machine monitoring and security. Yeah, some allowed services are there. I'm just checking whether the service is there. No. Okay, let's use another service. Let's use a quick service there. I just want to install a quick server there. I just want to install SAMP. And I'm downloading in that server. You know, SAMP is a web server. And just downloading this one. Is it downloaded? Just click here. Okay. This one I just need latest version. Okay, I got the file. Let's save this. Okay, so I have fast internet there in that server. So let's run this. Okay, let's run this. I just want to run. Okay, next. Okay, I just need to install these servers. So, okay, done. I have installed. And let's let it install the server. Next. It will take some time to install anyway, so let's give them time. So anyway, just know the usage of firewall. The usage of firewall is basically you protecting from the external network. So here I'm setting up my server in the VPS. Now I just need you to connect using this IP address, and so I just want to control using the firewall whether to allow or block. To do that, I have to install a server because the default by default, so it's not allowing us to ping. So ping to the firewall, ping to the machine. Maybe some intermediate settings. So let's turn on the server and see. Okay, until it installs, so let's go to our lesson. We learn about this. We learn about firewalls and some ports. Okay, and so you can see this diagram. This is how your LAN is. This is actually my server side. The private IP is here. The public IP means how these computers see this network. That is your public IP, right? So anyway, I try to connect using public IP, it denied. It denied. So now what we are trying to install a service there, and we are trying to connect to that one. Okay, brief overview. LANs we discuss, and so this is a diagram for LAN. If they ask draw a LAN, a diagram, so draw something like this will be okay. And then we learn about, so these are the devices in the LAN. Workstations mean the computers for the clients, and file servers, so there can be servers. Gateway is basically the basic place where you exit. Gateway is the place that you exit from the network. And network interface we discuss. Hub is the connecting place, and the LAN cables. We discuss about this. And WAN, wide area network, it has more infrastructure. So this is your private network, your home network, office network, business partners, everything connected to the wide area network. And we learn about that as well. And SAN and NAS also we learn. PAN, so you can see this is personal area network. And what is VLAN? So here GAN is given as global area network. So that is again another terminology. So what is VLAN? VLAN. So without reading this, can you tell what is VLAN? WLAN is wireless local area network, correct. What is VLAN? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
VLAN means virtual LAN. Virtual LAN. So we learn about subnetting, right? So this comes with subnetting. VLAN means virtual LAN. This comes with subnetting. And see this diagram. So this is a switch, a network switch. So this is basically a manageable switch. You can see, so here the red computers, let's say red computers are belongs to HR department, and green computers are belongs to finance department, and blue computers are for the production. So if you connect like this, is it a single LAN or 3 different LANs? Switch එකකට මේ ඔක්කොම connect කරනවා. Now is it a single LAN or 3 different LANs? Yes. Normally, hari normal switch එකකට network switch එකකට මේ computers connect කරනවා. දැන් අපිට හැදෙන network එක සාමාන්‍ය local area network එකක්ද නැත්නම් local area network තුනක්ද හැදෙන්නේ? Okay, no one is answering. Right, that is great. You expect my answer. Okay, normally when you connect these computers to a switch or router, it will create a single LAN, single local area network. But this VLAN capable switches, මේ VLAN වලට පුළුවන් මේ තුන විතරක් වෙනම local area network එකකට subnet කරන්න. ඒතර මේ තුන විතරක් වෙනම local area network. These three different local area network, same switch, but working as 3 different networks. That is virtual LAN. Virtual LAN means you have same switch, but this VLAN capable switch has divided different zones to different ports. Basically, make it port meeting. May ports allocate karanawa for different LANs. They are allocating these ports for different LANs. So you can see even these computers are here and there. This is, let's say this is first floor. This is second, sorry. This is ground floor. This is first floor. This is second floor. Second floor, there are 2 red computers. And there's another red computer here. So you can connect using a VLAN cable to the switch. එතකොට මේ තුන් දෙනා එක network එකකට එනවා. Geographically තැන් තුනක තිබ්බට these 3 will come to a single network using a VLAN. And these green computers will also connect using a VLAN cable. That is another network. And these blue computers, ground floor and the top floor, belongs to another network. So that is the long story short. So this long story is there for VLAN. And this is the short way of explaining that. And you don't have that much of, so this much of things, but I just included the note, but you don't have this much of thing. I just explained So what's happening in the VLAN? Okay, so let's go back and see whether our server is on. Yes, it's asking whether to restart or start the control panel. Yes, I need to start the control panel. And okay, so I just close this. So it's asking, okay, because I have already installed. I just want to run the Apache service. And now you can see the wonderful thing that I said. So what are the ports used by Apache? Can you see? So what are the ports used by Apache?
Port 80 and port 400 and port 3.
Yes, 443 and 80. So that is basically used by Apache. Okay, let's try to connect to that port. Now, I'm again trying to ping this machine and still no response, right? Still no response. But that means this ICMP, is blocked. I can't connect using ICMP. But now I'm trying to connect using HTTP. Okay, let's try to do that. You can also do this with me. I'm trying to connect using HTTP. How? So I'm going to my browser and then I'm going to type this HTTP : / and then the IP address. And you can see, so still it's not responding, right? Still it's not responding. That is pathetic. HTTP. So this is the first time, to be honest, this is the first time I'm using this Elastic server in the ECS Huawei route, but it is denying. So let's go here and just see whether we can manage the traffic, manage network, modify bandwidth. No, we don't have specification. No, I don't want to change specifications. Remote login is okay, and so don't know why it's still blocking. So let's go back and see why it's still blocking. So you can see the CVs, right? Okay, port 80 is open now. My server is running, and I'm trying with the local network. That is this one, and going to the local browser and asking whether I can connect to the local host, HTTP : localhost. Allowed. I can connect. So I'm checking my own IP config, and that IP is, okay, which IP? It has two IPs. And you can see, so let's say 0.65 HTTP : 192. 192.168. That's my IP. 0.65. I'm trying with that. 0.65. Okay, allowed. So that means that is the private IP belongs to this server. It's working in the local area network, but blocking the wide area network. So it's blocking the wide area network. Why is that? I just need the public. So I just need the public people to connect this server. So let's configure. Okay. 80 is open. It's providing the local access only. Let's find edit, find local up. No any restrictions from Apache. And I'm checking, let's say, ping www.google.com. So it's accessing the Google. So no worries. Yes, it's accessing the Google. No errors for that. Only thing is it's blocking the public connection. So one connection is saying no internet. That is my virtual network, I think. Let's go to the Ethernet. And this one, let's change adapt options and let's disconnect the second one and see whether there's a confusion of this. Now I have only one. And I'm trying to ping that. No, still not working. So I'll fix this, right? I'll fix this and let you know. So, but anyway, so we cannot do the practical. So since it's not allowing us to connect to this public IP, I have to search why this is not allowed, right? So I have to search, and so because I have not tried with ECS, this Elastic Server before, showing us everything but blocking the public access. Right, I had to just Google it and search why this happening and all. And let's go to Google quickly. Let's try to fix it quickly if possible. And I'm specifying the address 80, port 80, but still no. ECS Huawei server not allowing to ping public IP. Solution, log into the management console under computing, click Elastic Server. Click the name of the target ECS, providing details about the ECS display, security groups. You have to add this rule, right? Protocol, so you have to address this rule to the inbound rule of ICMP, and then it will be okay. So security groups tab, Elastic's management console, Elastic, then name of the target ECS, then security groups. Can you see security groups? This more. No. More. Can anyone see any kind of security group here? No. More. Change security group. This is the security group given. I'm sorry because I have not tested this before. I have to allow this security settings from the local area network. Still loading. Okay, I'll edit this and let you know. Still it's loading, right? Don't know why. It's very slow. Okay, so I have to add this rule and then it will be, so you'll be able to connect that. But until then, that is a practical session. So I'll do that next day. I'll do that next day. Don't worry. I'll do that next day. I'll allow you to connect this. And if possible, if this is loaded, I can just configure, yes, as default. It's loaded, then inbound. So here I just want to add a rule. So how to add a new rule? Change security group, no. Modify rule is there. Add in rule, no, I can't add a rule. Can modify, but I don't know whether it's allowed under this. Inbound rules, no, add rule. Yes, what is the rule that you need to add? ICMP and the source IP address. So that is for ICMP, source IP address, and no need to have description. Just click OK. Okay, it's added. Let's try to connect now. Yes, that's it. Now you can connect to the IP address, right? Now you can ping to the IP address. See that whether you can ping to the IP address. Right now I can show the. Right now I can show this by changing the firewall settings, because now it allows to you to ping. Ping karam ping wenone there. Can you ping it and see? So you need the IP address. IP address is this. Yes. IP address is 119.8.184.3236. So these are practical issues, right? Networking is interesting one, but there are a lot of practical or technical issues. Now it's pinging, no?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now check whether you can connect the HTTP. That is the next challenge, right? Whether you can connect using HTTP. So HTTP is with the same IP address, HTTP / and the same IP address. Now still, yes. Again, I have to add a rule to HTTP also, right? Because this is now, right? Again, I have to add rule, and this time for protocol, let's say HTTP on port 80. Okay, I have added that as well. Still not. No. HTTP / the IP. Yes, it's connecting to the web server. There you have to control. So here actually, even though you have given the interface, but even though you are given interface to control that firewall, local firewall is not applicable there, because they are having more security settings, and that is there in this. So this is what. So this is something similar to a firewall. So therefore, in firewalls we can add rules. Which ports are allowed? Firewall එක දැන් පොඩ්ඩකට අමතක කරන්නකෝ. මෙතනින් මේ rule කියන එක ගන්න. Which ports are allowed? Which ports are not allowed? So see this. So this is high secure place, right? Normally you have not even allowed to ping. Ping එකක් දාන්නවත් දුන්නේ නැහැ. ඊට පස්සේ මම මොකද කරේ? I have added ICMP. I have added ICMP and so allowed to ping that. Then you experience that, now you can ping it. Then IP address ping karana පුළුවන්. හොඳයි මෙහෙම ආපු එක ප්‍රශ්නයක්. So then practically you can see how these rules are applied. Now you can ping to that IP address, it's getting the response. Next we try to access HTTP and it denied. HTTP දුන්නෙත් නැහැ. හැබැයි දැන් බලන්න HTTP. Check whether now you can connect using HTTP. http:// then the IP address and press enter. What do you get? Are you getting the service or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now you should get this page. Right? Okay. So that's great. Right? Now you know how this firewall can control the rules. Firewall interface is quite similar to that. Similar to this ECS security interface. Then we have to add rules and allowing. So this inbound rules and outbound rules. Outbound rules is when going out. එළියට යන කට්ටියට තියෙන rules තමයි outbound rules. Incoming people, that is inbound rules. Understood? So normally this is not shown in A-level ICT syllabus, right? You have a theoretical part only. But you have to thank me, right, for showing these things. ඔයාලා මට ඇත්තටම thank කරන්න ඕන අටක් කාගෙන මෙහෙම පෙන්නනවට. මෙහෙම පෙන්නන්න බයයි කට්ටිය. Because you know that how many errors that we are getting, how many technical troubles are there. I think the ඔයාලා මේක theory එක ඉගෙනගෙන ගියොත් ඔයාලා තව කාට හරි පෙන්නන්න ගියත් ඔයාලා බයයි මේක කරලා පෙන්නන්න. Why? You know that මේක කරන්න ගියාම practically it's very difficult. So because you have to search for a technical support. Without technical knowledge you can't do that. So that is there for most of your teachers. You can go and ask from your teacher, but don't actually trouble, don't actually make big trouble, right? මොකද එහෙම practically දැනගන්න ඕනකමක් නැහැ A level වල. That is not required. For A level what you need is just the theoretical, what is firewall, it's blocking the things, it's blocking the ports. But now with this example, mama hitanawa, with this example, practically you can remember what is firewall and how it is controlled, how these inbound rules, how these outbound rules are controlling the firewall, how it blocking the ports when we are connecting. So now our computers are in the public domain. So this computer is in the private domain, their domain. I'm trying to connect their ECS, the elastic crowd. So, but it has this security implementation which is blocking us. That's why you have to thank me. Okay, let's put a quick server configuration. Let's do a very quick server configuration there. Let's put a hi message or hello message there, and let's do that as well, because ඔච්චර ගියපු එකේ හවුඩර් නැගපු එකේ තියෙන ගෙඩි ටිකක් කඩාගෙන බහින එක හොඳයි. I'm going to the SAMP and then go to the htdocs, and there let me rename this one. I'm renaming this index.php.file as index.php.bac backup file. Then I'm employing a new file that is index and .html, but I just need to remove the extension also. Index.html.txt anyway, index.html. I just need HTML file there, and renamed. Done. Right click, and I just want to open this with my notepad. Okay, done. HTML and closing tag for HTML, head tag, closing tag for head tag, title tag, title, hello, and then the body tag, bgcolor. This we learn in HTML. Drain, body, closing tag, and then font color equal, let's say white, and size is 6. Hello from ECS, and closing the font. Saving the file there, and now you can see your web page. Please go back, go to your server environment, sorry, go to your web client, web browser, and type this now, and you will see hello from ECS. Let me know whether you are getting the message. http:// then the IP address, and you'll see this message. Now firewall is allowing us to pass through. Port 80 වලට දැන් firewall එක යන්න දෙනවා. ICMP එකට firewall එක යන්න දෙනවා. Right, likewise we have to configure the server. Right, server is a public place where everyone come and access. That's why we have to control firewall there. But our machine, our poor client machine, no one is interested in connecting our machine, so we don't want to control our firewall. Usually we don't want, but in advanced cases we can configure. Understood the logic? අපේ machine එකේ firewall එක අයි අපි configure කරන්න නැත්තේ? මොකද කවුරුත් අපේ machine එකේ service ගන්න interest නැහැ. එහෙනම් අපි firewall එකකින් එහෙම ලොකු දෙයක් කරන්න ඕන නැහැ. Just turn on the firewall, it's okay, it's work. But here this is a server. Server machine එකක් එහෙම නැහැ. In a server you have to, there are many people connecting from many places, so it should be secured. So you have to control everything through your firewall. Understood or not? Our technical settings on rule add කරන හැටි ඒවා වැඩක් නෑ. ඒවා මතක තියාගන්න එපා. නිකම් මතක තියාගන්න යන එන අය පාලනය කරන්න firewall එකේ ඉන්න. Service එකෙන් service එක, port එකෙන් port එක පාලනය කරන්න පුළුවන්. Can be controlled. Okay or not? Are you getting this message? Not getting?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. Right, then. So are you afraid of the lesson? Networking? එහෙමද බය වෙලාද ඉන්නේ? මෙච්චර technical ඒවා තියෙනවා කියලා එහෙම නෑ. ඔයාලට එහෙම ලොකු දෙයක් නෑ. firewall කියලා නිකන් දැනගත්තම. So this. Okay then. Right, so let's go back. And now you know how it works. And so the further we have to, the next important man is NAT. Right, next important man is NAT, network address translation. Right, so this is obviously this is needed. So why NAT is needed? Because your local device has a local IP. So similar to our ECS cloud server. Here is Elastic Cloud Server, right? So it has a local IP. So we saw that. What is the local IP? It is 192.168. And if I ask IP config, so it says it has here 192.168.0.65. No one is interested at local IP unless other than the local computers. But especially when there are multiple IPs, our gateway device or the router device should route us to the correct location, because all are connecting using the same public IP. Right? So let me show the diagram and tell you this. Right? Let's say your computer is connected to your router. The wala gedarat me wage. Wage computer එක connect වෙලා තියෙනවා router එකට. Laptop එකත් connect වෙලා තියෙනවා. Mobile phone එක or PDA or your whatever, any device that is also connected to your router. Then our mobile phone එකෙන් අහනවා what is my IP? Then තියෙනවා නම් අහලා බලන්න. So if you have, please ask what is my IP. From Google you can ask what is my IP. It will give you a public IP. From laptop you can ask what is my IP. It will give the same public IP. From this Computer also, you can ask, what is my IP? It will give the same public IP. So everyone will get the same public IP when connecting to the internet. But when you request Google, when your computer requests Google, where your laptop requests Facebook and your mobile phone requests YouTube, the router knows that computer has requested Google, laptop has requested Facebook, and mobile phone has requested YouTube. But all are having same public IP. Up to the router, YouTube is coming here. Right? Let's say this red arrow is YouTube. Let's say this yellow arrow is Facebook. Let's say green arrow is Google. All three are coming to the same IP, single public IP. But router is responsible to send this to here and yellow to here and red to here. So in the router, there's something happening that is called network address translation. Your public IP will be translated to a private IP, and private IP will be translated to a public IP. Here, using NAT, network address translation only, your computer is connected to the internet. So this is especially happening when you have a virtual machine. Right? Let's say you have a virtual machine in your computer. You know, our computer actually virtual machine. Let's say you have a virtual machine in your computer. So then, if this virtual machine, again, computer, so this is your computer, I'm drawing, right? This is your computer. Your computer has this IP address. Let's say IP address is 192.168.1.10 is your IP address. And inside your computer, you have a virtual computer. The yellow color one is the virtual computer. The virtual computer has another IP address. Let's say 192.168.8.5. So that is the virtual computer's IP address. Okay. But when this virtual computer want to access internet, the virtual computer this address need to be translated to this, and then you will be going to the internet. So this is a complex process. May address. So this address should be translated to this network, and then it should be translated to public network and sent to the internet. So that is what network address translation is. It is always required. Because you have private IPs and your virtual computers has virtual IPs, then you need this network address translation. Okay, with that, we are going to finish for today.
Sir?
Yes.
The virtual request goes through our computer.
Yes, it goes through our computer. It also goes through our computer. But response will come to our computer, but we can't see that. It's directly, so through our computer, it will go to the virtual computer. That is the translation process. Virtual computer is treated individual computer. Even though it's going through our computer, it's treated as an individual computer. Right? We can't read, when it is encrypted, we can't even read it. It's